Good morning, purry little boy. And for the first time in my life, I feel like a person. It's a very deep way to start this video, but I thought, you know, let's talk about that. So I have been in mental health recovery for maybe like 4-5 years now, and finally this year, 2023, I'm actually starting to see like some really big changes and results. And like, I was watching through this channel and all my old videos this week, and I got really emotional because I just saw like the, not sadness, but the struggle behind my eyes when I was filming the videos, and how I've suffered from like really bad dissociation for as long as I can remember. And this year I have really stopped that, and I am just existing as a normal person in the world. And when you've struggled with like bad mental health and not really felt like a human being in a very long time, it's a really weird transition into feeling better. And I thought that today, to celebrate and show my bravery and like the progress I'd made, that we would go on a little like solo date somewhere, although I am quite scared to record outside. But I thought we'd go on a little solo date and find somewhere cute outside to sit and just talk about how much progress I've made in my recovery, and the fact that I feel like a functioning human being for the first time ever in my whole life. So if you haven't been following my channel for the past 2 years, you wouldn't have seen my many a video where I just sit and talk about how I'm feeling. This channel isn't very scripted. I just kind of come on and have talked about my mental health very rawly, how I feel about it in the moment. And I've experienced and been healing from PTSD disorder and anxiety disorder. Obviously PTSD kind of links hand in hand with anxiety, depression, all these things. My anxiety was very high functioning, and yeah, my PTSD was very intrusive and kind of stopped me living my life, essentially. And on top of that, I'm also chasing up a ADHD assessment at the moment because I have been struggling with symptoms of that since I honestly probably 10 years old, maybe younger, like my whole life. It's a whole life thing, but that's been something I've struggled with for a very long time. Felt very isolated and different to everybody in the kind of world. And yeah, so it's been a very long journey, and it's not over. Recovery and healing, as I'm learning, is very up and down, comes in waves, and is linear. And today I may say like I feel like I am the most healed and this is the best I'm gonna be. And I'll be honest, in a few years time I'll probably be saying, wow, I didn't know how much I still had to learn, because honestly there is a lot to learn mentally and spiritually in life. This is editing Amy. There's about to be a literal guy lawn mowing really loud in the background of the next clips, but I'm trying to take it really seriously because I'm not very good at reshooting. I kind of like shoot the whole video, then I'm like, yep, that's as good as we're gonna get. So yeah, just please try to ignore it. I tried to denoise it as much as I can, but I tried to take, I'm taking it seriously, so take it seriously as well, okay? Please ignore it. Thank you. Goodbye. Yeah, so I've been healing. I've done from last year to now, I've done 2 separate therapies. So I did PTSD therapy, like reliving, which was a very wild ride, and essentially all the coping mechanisms and like ways my body had learned to deal with my potential neurodiversity. Very well, I'm saying potential right now because I haven't been diagnosed, but everybody, all my friends and family are like, we know what the answer's going to be. Yeah, every coping mechanism that I had learned from being very young to deal with these problems was suddenly like stripped away when I did reliving therapy. And I posted a video last year, like, I did PTSD therapy and it was the best thing. And like 2 weeks after, for the 2 weeks after therapy, I was on this like absolute high. I was like, oh my god, I'm fixed. And then all of that came crashing down and I genuinely went a bit wild. I was a bit crazy. A kind of like an anxious mania that I went into, and I started to develop like lots of kind of obsessive behaviour. And I literally last year could not go outside on my own. My partner went away and I was in my flat on my own. I literally had to go into my job, which I'm pretty sure I had left at this point. There was a vlog of me leaving that job, and I left that job, and then I would literally have to go in and sit with my friends on my ship. Sorry, some man is literally mowing the fucking grass right now, and it's so loud. Hang on. Why do you have to make this noise when I'm trying to film a video in the only light spot in my house? Anyway, I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, I thought I was very healed, and I was like, woo! I've just done PTSD therapy and I'm fixed. Actually, I just done PTSD therapy. Every coping mechanism I ever have had been stripped away, and because I did it for free through Health and Mind, I only had 12 sessions. So the guy, unfortunately, I felt like low-key abandoned me, and I was left with no one, no help. I technically have a support network, but it's not. Love my friends, love my family, but it isn't as fulfilling as I need it to be. So I went a bit off the rails, a bit crazy. I was literally spiraling anxiety all the time, and most of my time was spent in the bathroom with the door shut in the dark, blaring the neighborhood and bawling, crying, which that was last year in the end of 2022, kind of January 2023. That I haven't been like that since I was about 14, 15, 16 when I was experiencing my trauma. So that was very intense for me to be dealing with again. And it just felt like I'd make no progress in my life, and that is a lie because I'm standing in my own flat, and when I started this channel I didn't even have my own flat, and I have a lovely partner, and I didn't have that when I started my channel. And whoa, I must have started my channel I started 3 years ago now, not 2 years. That's crazy. So I was a bit delulu, and that's okay because there's good delulu and there's bad delulu. I was very much bad delulu, and I was just obsessively looking at every detail of my life, and I didn't talk to anyone I knew or any of my friends or anything, and I still struggle with that now, which is fun, funky and fresh. Before I move on, can we just literally take a moment to appreciate, look how cute this little potato man is. He is the love of my life. I also got fish recently, a couple of months ago. I say recently, I have no idea. Time frames don't exist to me, so I got them recently, whenever that was, and they don't have names. I'm gonna show you them now. Ready? You want to see my fish? Huh? You want to see? You want to see them? These are my fishies. There's 4 in there. Oh my god, they're all there. Look, see, they're all there. That big one, the boy. Well, I don't know any of their genders, but he was named Matty Healy by my friends, and I have decided that. Oh look, they got the Zoobies. They're playing chase. It's so cute. Anyway, his name was Matty Healy, but don't listen to the 1975. And I can't say I particularly liked them. And when I was going to see them at Reading Festival, I left to go watch a band I liked more in a tent. So he's not called Matty Healy anymore, and I might get cancelled.
pretty much by my 2 friends for saying that here, but I'm sorry guys. If you don't watch this then you'll never know. They also don't have names right now, so if you have 4 fish name ideas that are good, genuinely leave a comment, because me and Dylan have been trying to name them for ages and we can't think of anything. So right now they are just the fishies, and the fishies, that's all of them. They're all called fishy. So if you could help me with the names, I'd appreciate it. Maybe something Star Warsy, because we're both really big into Star Wars at the moment, if you cannot tell from my little... Anyway, back to what I was talking about. PTSD therapy, did that last year, went to Lulu, wasn't fun. This year had CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, for like probably the 3rd time in my life. I did a lot when I was younger. I've probably done 4 or 5 rounds of therapy. So I'm going to talk about all this on a newer channel. I'm going to make a more serious channel where I sit down and talk factually and like educationally and help people. But this is just my doing it not too serious channel. And anyway, I had CBT therapy, and this, I showed up to it and I did the work and I worked with her and I literally, I think at the beginning I didn't work, and then I got a job during the therapy and I literally put all my energy into doing nothing but healing myself, and I feel like I've been doing that for years, but I really made, like, I've made myself a routine, and just the routine has helped me so much. Like, I cannot describe how much my routine has helped me actually start functioning as a human. But yeah, that's a very, probably too long, meant to be brief background of what's been going on for me. I think we should go out somewhere now and get a little snack, get a little treat. I don't know where we're going, I'll figure it out. And then we can talk more about how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, what it looks like now I'm doing a lot better, like what my life actually looks like. I mean, the fact that I'm about to take a camera and go eat somewhere outside on my own is honestly crazy to me. And the fact that it's so natural for me now. Like, I can just go out and I don't care what people think, and I just exist in the world, not feeling like I'm like gonna throw up 100% of the time, because I don't care what people think about me and I know who I am, and that is valid, and that I'm valid. This is crazy. Let's get into it. Let's go outside and find some food first. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, bye. Sun, rain. When I'm filming an outside video and it starts raining and I'm gonna be sitting outside, so I hope that dies off in a minute, but it doesn't look too bad. Surprise, I'm back home. That did not go well, that journey, but it's okay. We move. This video is about recovery. Went into the cafe, I'm just gonna sit inside, so busy, so I thought, let's sit outside. Chucks it down with the rain. I thought, let's sit in my car. Loads of kids kept, no matter where I parked, loads of kids kept getting in like the background, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna go home and film this. But I did bring what I brought with me. Lemon and blueberry cake. It looks so tasty. And this is a sipped lukewarm cup of decaf tea. And we also are joined by Marco now, who needs attention. Okay, so I think the difference this time round and why I've been doing so much better is because I went into therapy knowing exactly what I wanted to talk about. Now, that is not necessarily something that you will be able to do at the moment. Maybe it depends like what stage you're at, but I've been through so many rounds of therapy, and the PTSD therapy last year really helped me highlight the issues that were still affecting me. I dealt with my trauma, I started putting that away, but the behaviours and the effect that had on my life, and the fact that I just didn't even feel like a human being. Like I felt so lost. I wanted to get better, so I started to do more journaling and writing, and like looking at how I was feeling on a regular basis. All these obsessive, anxious thoughts about people leaving me and me not being good enough and me not being valid and me being like sexualized and stuff, but that doesn't matter. That goes into my trauma that we don't need to talk about. But anyway, I noticed the pattern of behaviors and things I was thinking and feeling about. So when I went into this therapy, I said, like, this is what I need. Like, I need to be dealing with these issues and these feelings, and I worked on exactly that, because before, every year I'd go in and I'd be like, I need to deal with this and this and this and this and this and this, and I really adapted, like, no, focus on one thing. But what I didn't realise is I'd done so much work over the years, the one thing I've been dealing with was like the hardest bits, and I've just started changing my behaviour. We did a lot of work around my anxiety and trusting people and just validating myself. So the work that I do is like it's called like taking your thoughts to court. And what it means is if I have a bad negative emotional feeling or thought, say I think, well, this person doesn't love me, and then I take that in my brain and I'll go, actually, instead of looking for the evidence that that statement is real, which is what I'd normally do, I need to look at the evidence that actually disproves that statement, that says, no, these people do love me, or like I don't love myself, and like I need to look at not validating that. I need to look at the reasons. Well, no, actually I do, because of this. And slowly over the weeks I implemented that, and I started to feel a change. I started to feel a bit better, and then I started to really work on mindfulness and breathing. And I've said in previous videos, going for a walk without headphones on and really like being in touch with myself and like taking a deep breath, and like once I've talked about something overwhelming, breathing in, breathing out, and just letting go of that and being like, that's talked about now, that's done, finished. And obviously when you have trauma, you are going to remember it even if you are feeling better. So I do have times where my brain goes, oh, this is a really horrible thing that happened to me, and instead of going, yes it is, and going, oh god, everything sucks, like I can't believe I have to deal with, like I have to just be alive and deal with this horrible thing, I can go, yes, this horrible thing has happened to me, but I'm not there anymore, it's not happening to me anymore. And I literally say in my brain or aloud, I validate this thought, but I'm moving on. I don't want to talk about this anymore. This isn't relevant to me. Because I really am realising I choose how I want to feel. And obviously, if you are dealing with a lot, it doesn't feel like you have a choice, because your thoughts are so loud. But you know, it's taken me like 5-6 years realistically to get to this point. So, you know, I've done a lot of work and I've been through all the cycles to finally get to the point where I can just sit and go, no, I don't have to give my time and energy to you. Yes, that was horrible. Yes, I will never let that happen again. And I wish that that never happens to anybody else. But you're not taking my energy anymore. And then I'll move on and think of something I like and focus on that. And I've been finding that very helpful. Like, that it's that, and then the finding evidence to prove good things right rather than prove the bad things right really start to shift my mindset. And another thing we introduced is moving my body and movement, which I do a lot. I like to go for walks, but I find walks more grounding now, and it's more of a spiritual kind of thing. But and this is like what I would I don't have much caffeine really, and I am like a completely sober person. Sometimes I had an odd drink, but I don't do anything like that. So when I mean go for a spiritual walk, I mean completely myself, my body, no alterations. maybe a bit of sugar. I do quite like sugar. Like cake and stuff, but you know, I have that in healthy amounts. So, and I have caffeine occasionally in fizzy drinks, but I avoid it in coffees and teas and stuff. Anyway, like, I go out for a walk myself, I do my breathing, but I introduce movement in to like a routine. So me and my therapist, lovely lady, we discussed getting up every morning at the same time and then moving my body, like doing a fitness. And only now, a couple of months into my routine, like this very morning, I tried out Pilates for the first time in the morning. Oh my god, it probably sounded rude what was happening because I was making so many like pain noises. I was literally like, ugh! Pilates hurts. I do it at home. My mum gave me a yoga mat that she doesn't use. I do it at home. I tried that was fun, and I think that I am going to try and implement, not every day, but as much as I can, more fitness movement. But the movement for me was quite, I found the thing that helped me more was, rather than getting up and doing fitness, was actually getting up roughly the same time, but it doesn't matter if I have a lie-in when I need it, and then having like lunch about the same time, going to work in the evening about the same time, and then at bedtime, trying to come off my phone, wind down, and then I do my yoga. And yoga, oh, that's me at yoga. Yoga has literally, I could not sleep before I started doing yoga, and like, it's crazy to me. I started doing yoga and it really, like, just the one I do, I don't necessarily know what all of it's like, but I have this one lady, and I literally, for the life of me, I watch her videos every day. I probably made her so much money. But I can't remember her name, so I will put it up on the screen right now so you can see her name. But the way that she guides her sessions and talks to you, and she like makes you aware of she brings you to awareness of breathing with your movement and doing things slow. And rather than trying to do all these hard like up dog, down dog poses, a lot of the work's like grounded on the floor, and like all of it's sitting down or laying down. And the way she talks to you is like, if you can't do this movement, it doesn't feel right for your body, just alter it into a way that does. And there's no pressure, and she kind of pushes, like, she's telling you to do these stretches, but if you just want to listen to it and do whatever stretches suit you, then you can. And it's such a good, peaceful, mindful thing for the evening. And I do that once I'm tired. I do a bit of yoga, and then I don't touch my phone, and I go straight to bed. And I've never slept so good in my life. I swear on yoga, it's so good. But you have to be willing to take it seriously. And at the beginning, I did feel a little bit ridiculous because I've always thought as yoga as something like, that like rich white mums do, okay? I'm sorry, but it's not. It's so good. It's such a grounding experience, and I really feel in my body and myself, and like, oh, do wants to stretch your back out and like help your back. It's really good. And some of the poses I don't do exactly how they do because I'm not as flexible as them, and that's okay. But besides the yoga, developing a routine, which is very difficult, and it's taken me years to develop a routine because I love planning routines, lists, like, I love to be organised and know what I'm doing. And because I have a routine, it means I can manage my day better because I kind of get up about the same time. And then the night before, I'll just think, oh, I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then I do that, but I know I'm going to have lunch about this time, have dinner about this time when Dylan gets home. My work is the same day every day for a couple of hours. Hopefully I'll be doing this full-time one day, but I find it hard to create content because I need like almost somebody to be like helping me, not helping me, but like my job, and I know I have to be there at this time and I have to leave at this time. Like, I need to kind of implement that with making videos, I think. Developing a routine, and a routine, I've watched lots of people's videos, and I could try and do a routine video if people were interested, but the thing I'm learning as well is we look at social media every day, and we see what other people's lives are like, and you think, why isn't my life like that? And I should be doing this, and I should be doing this. But me going to work to a 9 to 5 does not fit my body and my brain and how I function. That is just burnout waiting to happen. And all my previous videos and me talking about jobs and how I am work-wise unfulfilled, and I still do a little bit find that, but I'm staying in this job and I have no desire to quit because I acknowledge that yes, I'm not getting as much money as I would like to make, but I make just enough money to get by and live. And okay, I'm not making enough money to be able to go to Japan or South Korea or even Disneyland, places where I want to go really bad right now, but my work fits my routine right now and enables me to have the best mental health I can right now, and that's okay. And I don't look like my friends who are doing all these fun things because they do more hours and jobs where they can afford to do it, but necessarily don't like the hours and the jobs. I am just doing a job that suits me, which is it's under 20, it's just like shy of 20 hours a week, which is quite a lot anyway. And it's cleaning, and I have a uniform that I find comfy, and I walk in, I do the physical work, and I go home. And there's not much social interactions, because all the jobs I've had before, as much as I love making drinks and talking to nice customers and like selling products and things, like I get so burnt out from the social side. Like I got the bus to see my friend after work yesterday, and when I was home I was so exhausted from being in the sun and socializing and the talking to somebody, although I craved and needed to talk to somebody so bad, that actually doing it just burnt me out so quickly. And I'm just acknowledging like my routine in my life and the things that suit me don't match other people, and that is 100% okay because I am living my own life and I have my own needs. Another thing that I think has really helped me recently feel like a human being is I have been spending a lot of time on my own, but I've also have been I've been talking to friends as here and there, and talking to people at work and just reflecting. And I think that it's necessary to take time periods where you do kind of draw back and reflect, and you have a lot of realization about yourself and things around you. And I think one thing that has come up in conversation with me and my friends at work is Marco's sleeping up there, sleepy boy, is relationships. I know that relationships have been a big thing for me because I didn't date anyone, but I had a very horrible traumatic thing happen to me. Then I didn't date anyone until I felt comfortable and safe, and now I've been in a relationship for a few years. And the thing I find is everybody compares their relationships to each other, and like especially, I don't use TikTok, but I see Instagram Reels, which is just TikToks taken and reposted, but I find Instagram caters the TikToks to me a bit more, but here and there I see a relationshipy one slide through, and if somebody's relationship doesn't reflect yours, you almost find you judging them or something, or especially me who's been through significant trauma, I'm searching for like the red flags in it. I'm like looking and like, oh, I hope these people are okay. And I think the thing that I'm noticing when I've had discussions about my own relationship with people is we are two people in our relationship that we're very similar, and we're both quite introverted and we like our own company, but we also like each other's company, and we just work well together. And there is health issues within the relationship, not like physical health illnesses, and because of that it means we can't go out and do as much things as we'd like to. And sometimes even if one person's feeling better, as I said, recovery is still isn't linear, so I still have bad days, and especially like hormonal times is very bad for me, or like some days I will just be burnt out because I've done a lot and I am exhausted and I can't do anything. So I think that we don't go out and do as much of these big things. I've looked at people who I'm friends with and people online who are so completely different to me and gone to their relationships. Well, like, mine isn't like that, so is there a problem? Is this a bad thing? Oh my gosh, like, do I need to be doing this? Why doesn't my partner smother me with flowers and love letters and notes and all this stuff? But realistically, when there's occasions, I do get things, and they are like very personal and very thought through. And I don't know, and like, why aren't we going to do all these great things? Because it's because this person doesn't like me, or and it's silly because we're together all the time. Like, I know we're secure, we're very happy, but looking at other people's situations makes me go, well, why isn't my situation like that? Does that mean it's wrong? And I'm really starting, like, maybe it's because I'm getting older and more mature, but and the looking at my thoughts and validating the good things rather than the bad things. But I've started to realize, like, oh, my relationships looks the way it does because it fits mine and his personal needs, and it suits us as people, and nobody else is us as people, and that's why our relationship looks different. And that's okay, because we don't have to go out and get loads and loads of drinks and smashed, and we can just have our anniversary in our flat with a McDonald's because that's what made us comfortable, and we enjoyed that way more than going and do big fancy splashy dinners that we can't afford. Like, at the end of the day, neither of us really, restaurants overwhelm us because there's lots and lots of people, and there's specific restaurants we like to go to, but like, we don't need to go and do all these big extravagant things and tell everyone our business because we don't want to, and that suits us. And I don't know, it sounds like, I don't know if it sounds silly, but I'm just realizing, like, dude, I'm just my own person doing my own stuff, which I think really nicely moves on to like my last point that I wanted to make. I moved, so I'm leaning against this because my back hurts. And the last thing that I have noticed was actually in my therapy, like, because I've done my therapy through Health and Mind, which I don't know the link for, but I'll try and link below. It's a free adult service. It's for 18, I think it's 18 plus, but I can't be sure right now, and I'm using my phone to record, so I can't look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's 18 plus years, and it's a mental health service, and you only get, like, I think it's up to 16 sessions, and you do have to get referred for your doctor and be on a waiting list. I've been referred to things so many times from my doctor. They see it and they go, yes, you can help her. But it was a great service, and you do at the end of the therapy, you have an overview at the beginning, at the end. The first one is, what do we want to achieve? And the end is, do you think you've achieved something? And I'm really proud of my document, and I don't think I'm quite ready to share it, but I would like to share it in the future, potentially in the more serious channel that I've talked about creating earlier. But the thing that I highlighted in my therapy overview, which was, how were you at the beginning, what have you done, what's it like at the end, essentially this video almost, I noticed I wrote something that hit me quite hard, and I wrote, I don't know, at the beginning of this therapy, I didn't know who I was. And that's quite a scary sentence to say. And I knew who I was in element of, I want to be a YouTuber, and I'd like to Twitch stream, and I'd like to have a podcast, and I like Disneyland vlogs, and I like my cat and stuff. So I knew things like that, But I couldn't fully connect with myself and like ground like I did talked about with the yoga. So I felt so, and I felt like I just had no hobbies, and I just didn't do anything all day every day for years. And it was quite difficult. But through doing the yoga and finding things I enjoy and just validating myself, I've really started to go, I am Amy. I like yoga. I like content creation. I'm feeling more confident about these things, and it's just made me feel like way more whole of a person than when I. Yes! I was taking a little 2 minutes, okay? Like, I don't know, it just made me feel way more whole, and saying these things and being confident about them, and yoga is a hobby, and making videos is a valid thing, and talking about it with my therapist and her going, that sounds great, and like I'm realizing that I am passionate about these things, and it's okay to be passionate about these things, and just having a routine and not living in a state of, oh my god, everything's happening, especially managing. Oh, I missed out talking about managing my finances, which came into my like routine. I sat down and wrote down all my bills that come out and when they come out, and how much money we're going to save each month and how much money we get, and all of this, which is kind of, I help with my routine, but just not living in a state of, oh my god, I need to do all these things and there's no structure to anything, has just made me feel so much better. And yeah, I felt like last year, the years before, for many years, I could never connect with myself, and I couldn't sleep, and I didn't know who I was or what I liked. But now I know who I am and what I like and what I want to do and where I'm going. And I know this shit takes time, and growing this channel takes time. It's taken years, it might take more years, that's okay. Just saying that's okay is such a big thing. And just acknowledging that this is what my life looks like right now, and that's okay. And I am doing well, and I don't have to compare my success to other people's success, because we're such different people, and I have achieved so much already. I have achieved so much. I'm sitting here making this video feeling whole. Me years ago, me months ago, would never have believed this. So I guess what I'm saying and how I'm going to end the video is, I've achieved so much, you can achieve so much. This is how I'm feeling right now. Let's see how I feel in the future. I hope you stick around for more content, and I'm not going to make any promises like I normally do and go, video out this day, video out this day. We're just doing it, okay? I'm just making them when I'm making them, and I hope you join me. Thank you so much for watching this video if you did. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate everyone that returns to my videos. It's amazing. Goodbye from me, and if I can get this off, goodbye from a very sleepy boy, and goodbye from the unnamed fishies. Thank you so much. I love everybody that watched this video. Love all of you. You are valid. Goodbye.